Eagles gang? It's your boy King Moochie,
This is Pablo Gary,
and this is the
Birds and Bros podcast, playoff
uh,
edition, 30 minutes before the game.
my
Yes,
fault. I got
sir.
my daughter here with me. I got Zara here with me. She wanted to sit on my lap while we do this real quick. But how you feel? Like we about to get in the game mode within a half an hour, maybe 45 minutes.
Oh, no, it's 30. We play at 1 o'clock, right?
Well, it always come around 1:15. That's why I said,
Oh, okay, yeah. So, man, I'm feeling good. Like I said, man, the Eagles was 4-13 last year. And to even be sitting here talking about the Eagles, like we're not just playing another game, right? Like the Eagles are competing for a Super Bowl. Like we gotta let that sit in. Like we're not just here just to be here. We're competing for a Super Bowl. But obviously it's going to be a tough feat. Tom Brady, 44 years old. Still playing with the best of them, over 5,300 yards this year, 43 touchdowns. So he's Tom Brady is hot, man. But I think just with everything that Tampa Bay has, had going on the last month with Antonio Brown and his debacle, Chris Godwin going down. If the Philadelphia Eagles, if we are disciplined, if we come out, starting fast, from the jump, I think that we could really have. I think we can have some success, man. I think we're gonna have a good game. Ultimately, it's just about matchups, and it's about being disciplined. And come out there holding penalties, guys are jumping off sides, guys are pass interference, doing those kind of things. Obviously, it's not going to bode well. The biggest thing that I'm really paying attention to is Jonathan Gannon. I think he's going to be the spotlight of this game. Can Jonathan Gannon adjust when we need to adjust? I think if we're doing certain coverages and it's not working, we're going to have to find a way to get out of it. We're going to have to make changes right then and there. I think waiting until the halftime, it's not going to bode well. You can't give Tom Brady 2 quarters to do his thing. You gotta do some things differently. And so I'm excited, man. So we'll see.
man, listen. As far as him being 44, let's make him feel like he's 44 and not like he's 22 being in that pocket. I don't need like you said with Jonathan Gannon. I just don't want him to be how you say it, be an ocean and being in that zone. I'm scared that we're gonna be playing zone because if you play in zone, that's what opens up everything for Tom Brady to throw to Gronkowski, Rob Gronkowski, and Mike Evans. So
Right.
that's the only people that I'm scared of right now. Far as and you gotta understand they were both with the Patriots, and that's how we beat them. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be in their mind, in their mindset, like and after what they did the first game. So I'm skeptical because of who's going to again with the tight end Maddox. Like you know how short Maddox is. It's like how can he contain or can we double up on Rob to the point where I feel like if you want to you can't be behind on Rob because he's too big. You're going to have to definitely be in front of him.
Right.
Try to do something as far as having a interception or just stopping him completely. So that's the only matchup that I'm concerned about. As long as Darius Slay can contain Evans, I'm fine with it because you obviously what's his name is out. Who just the guy that he was acting Looney Tunes that I said I wanted. But
Antonio Brown.
like he was out. You know what I'm saying? So because he's out, I mean that's definitely a savior because of what he did with us in the last game. So I mean, like again, I'm excited and long, like you said, with the penalties and hopefully our running game can stay up. Because Howard, as much as I've been rooting for him, he got a stinger in his shoulder. Hopefully that can contain him, that he can stay in the game. Hopefully we can use Boston Scott so we can keep on moving. So I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm just excited, man. I just can't wait. Hopefully we'll come back and be like, yeah, what's up? We here now. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it's still hurt season, but it's just I'm just frightened. Don't get me wrong. Like, can I have better? I mean, is it cool for me to have butterflies? Like, I'm at work and I'm like, yeah, we here, but I just don't like. I'm just glad we here. I'm glad the Giants ain't here. I mean, we do definitely have something to prove. and it's like again we went from the beginning. We won 2 games, and then it was like, what's going on with the RPOs and all that? And all that followed up to now that we're here again. So it's like, and then we're going against, like you said, Tom Brady. So Pablo, I just don't know.
Yeah, listen, man, it's like we're in the playoffs, bro. Like, so for me, I honestly don't. I don't. I don't know, bro. Like, even if we lose, I don't know if we really lose. You know what I'm saying? Because think about where we're coming from. You know what I mean? Like, if you think about, and it's funny because we all talk about Nick Sirianni and the whole flower analogy, but man, did it not come true? Like, it literally, you could see the growth in this team, man. And like you said, to start off 2-5 and then to finish the season 7-2, man, and then to have 3 first-round picks on top of that, man. When you look at the future of the Philadelphia Eagles, it's so bright, man. It's so bright. And I'm just excited because, you know, for the Eagles to be playing in January, it's nobody thought it. Did you think that the Eagles was going to make the playoffs this year? Be honest.
Yeah. I mean, yes and no. No because of the running game and because of the RPOs. And now that we came up with the running play, it's like all right, I see we doing something, you know. So, but I didn't the line like first we had problems with the line, then we had the problems with our wide receivers, and it's like I don't know what to expect.
Yeah, for me, I didn't think the Eagles was going to make the playoffs. I thought we were going to be, you know, 7-10 team, you know, 8-win team, to get 9 wins. Really, when you think about it, we should have beat the Giants. You know, there are some teams that we should have beaten. So you're talking about Jalen Hurts potentially going, you know, winning you 10, 11 ball games, man. That right there is crazy. So for me, man, this game is just all about being disciplined. One of the stats, though, that's concerning, you know how they say pressure burst pipes. One of the stats that's concerning for me is the Philadelphia Eagles are 0-6 against playoff caliber teams, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 7-1 this season at home. But the Philadelphia Eagles are great on the road, so something has to give, right? So it's going to be a hell of a game. It's going to be a hell of a game, and I personally think Darius Slay is going to lock up Mike Evans. He's going to get his touches. You can't stop him from catching the ball. Darius Slay is going to lock up Mike Evans. I'm not really concerned about Gronk. My thing is, listen. No, listen.
Okay.
Gronk is not the same Gronk. Remember, this guy retired, man. This man is doing commercials, you know, all this kind of stuff. So I don't really think Gronk is in tip-top shape. Okay, so what I'm gonna say is, obviously, you don't disrespect him and leave him uncovered.
Right.
My thing is, I don't want to see Jannard Avery trying to cover Gronk. With Gronk, if you double team Gronk, if you double team Mike Evans, you're forcing them to run the ball, or you're forcing one of their younger receivers to step up in a huge playoff game with Tom Brady. You know, so for me, I think losing Josh Sweat, though, and my condolences go out to Josh Sweat. I hope that he is doing okay. You know, it's said that he had to have a life-threatening surgery, and so he's not a go today. And I think that's going to hurt the Eagles just a little bit, because I would have loved to gone into this playoff game full powered and with Josh Sweat. But you know, just prayers up for Josh Sweat and, you know, speedy recovery. He had a hell of a season, and so he's going to be there on the sidelines, though, and cheering his teammates up and all of that, you know. But to the question, is Jalen Hurts a franchise quarterback? I've been telling people this since day one in the offseason. I already saw what I needed to see in 4 games. A lot of guys are just catching up to this point and this realization now. Jalen Hurts is the franchise quarterback. You're not going to find anybody coming out of the draft, any of these young quarterbacks who is the same age as Jalen Hurts, that's going to command the locker room, his leadership, his play on the field. And when you looked at his trajectory in the future, man. So this game, honestly, this is just the icing on the cake. For me, I know for me it is. Like, I'm proud of my team. I'm proud of my Eagles. We're doing something that a lot of people didn't have us doing. A lot of people wrote us off. But we're here. I would rather end the season, and watch this, and I'll kick it over to you. I would much rather end the season losing to the greatest quarterback of all time than to lose to a 4-13 team in the Jacksonville Jaguars like the Colts did. I just no. Like, I would rather lose saying, you know what, hey, we ended our season against the GOAT, as opposed to saying we ended our season because the Jacksonville Jaguars, which, oh, by the way, has a first-round pick of this year's draft, beat us. They took it to us. So Carson Wentz, you see what he did with his team. Jalen Hurts, you see what he's doing with the Philadelphia Eagles. You got to get excited, man. In 20 minutes, it's going to be a show.
Shout out to Reese 223 and shout out to Philly Ace 21 and shout out to my company King Moochie Transportation. Listen, let me see. I'm excited because, for one, just like with Joe Judge, right? Joe Judge has been here for 2 years and haven't gotten a team
nothing.
to the playoff.
Nothing.
And now here it is, Nick Sirianni, his first year after all the mistakes that he has done. We here. So another thing before I get into anything else, as far as Tom Brady can make you a superstar, because obviously, even though we're talking about Mike Evans, we still can't forget about the other wide receivers that had made the touchdowns
for sure.
the Jets. So my only thing is, like you said, with Josh Sweat, I am upset that he's not here, but again, condolences. Now, the thing about him, did he have a stomach virus or something was in him, something like a broken pelvis or something you talking about?
You know what? I don't think it was anything bone related. I think I think it was something internal. I didn't hear. They didn't say it was like a physical injury. I think it was more so something just the inner workings of his body or something like that.
Gotcha. All right, so again, these are the Super Bowl champion. So they trying to do a repeat. So that's another thing that can be difficult as far as going into this game. Again, with Jonathan Gannon, as far as him trying to get interviews or may get interviews to certain teams to be head coach, he definitely got to put all pressure down. He got to do no holds barred. He got to definitely put his mindset to the game. I'm talking about he needs to, hopefully he prayed last night or did something to get the spirit of Jim Johnson into you know what I'm saying, just so he can get this defense going, because it's like blitz, pressure. No Brandon Graham, no Josh Sweat now. We got to definitely Burnett. I mean, hopefully he can just repeat what he did within 2017, far as getting at least to Tom Brady, because Tom Brady is a slippery slope. 44 years old, but he knows he could take hits. I know or understand. Everybody kept saying, "Yo, you gotta hit him. Tom Brady, 44, he could take hits. I mean, that's why I said we had to make sure that even though he's 44, he's going to be playing like he's 22 out there. The weather is great over there. It's not like he's playing. I mean, obviously it doesn't matter because he's from
It may rain. It said call it for rain.
Oh yeah, but I mean, again, we're talking about Tom Brady. We're talking about a guy that got how many Super Bowl rings? I mean,
but see,
I'm upset.
I'm glad you said that though. I'm glad that you hyping him up, and that's great. But he's still a man. Tom Brady is still a man now.
But that's the thing. We're talking about perfect, and then we're talking about mistakes. You know how many mistakes, and that's what I'm saying. I'm glad that we're here. Honest to God, I'm glad that we're here. We're talking about how is Jalen, because again, I always said this too. It's all about destiny, and it's all about far as if you look at his documentaries. For some reason, I feel like from him looking at his documentary, like I always say, maybe I'm feeling like kind of spiritual right now, meaning when he was like he always said in his documentary where it was him and his dad, and they were in the hotel, and he got upset because he wasn't starting, or there was something else that happened. Wait a minute, baby. And it's something else that happened where he was like, what are we going to do now, Dad? And then once he got into the game where he got benched, then he got back in, and then took him to the championship, and then now here it is. He comes to the Eagles where he was supposed to be second string to Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz felt some type of way. He bounced. Now Jalen Hurts did his little shimmy shake, y'all. You know what I'm saying? In the first year, like, yo, he's nice. Now that we're here this year, and after what he have shown, then it was like, wait a minute, I don't know if he a right fit for the scheme for Nick Sirianni and so on and so have you. So it's like now he's here, and it's like it feels like, yo, we about to win, like we about to really beat the Buccaneers today. But again, you know how many mistakes has been made, far as like the tiniest mistakes, like with JJ Arcega-Whiteside. I've been so high up on him, like, yo, he's a big body, he got hands, and here it is. He been dropping balls, and the same thing with Jalen Rager. What is he going to do this in this game? I mean, after all that talk, how he, oh yeah, what's up, this, that, and third, and talking trash and this, that, and third, like, show us what you got in the game. And then here it is. What are you going to show us? Like, we had gotten a guy from the Cardinals. I'd rather you put him in other than Jalen Rager, but because he's a first rounder and because of what Howie might say, like if it was me, if I was Nick Sirianni, listen, you're going to have to stay. You're going to have to I believe in you, but I don't know. I don't. That's why I don't want you to do too much. Just like I'd rather him play kick return or punt return, but he still hasn't shown me nothing. So it's like, again, we're here, but what we going to do? I understand we're going to have Dallas. Dallas Goddard. We're going to use him as much as ability. Sanders. He's going to be running the ball, but again, we don't know how his hand going to be. So it's like, we here, like we starting from the bottom. Now we here, but it's like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying?
The thing about it though, Mooch, is that both teams have that effect, right? So you can look at the Tampa Bay Bucks roster, sit up there and say you just lost Antonio Brown with the debacle, you lost Chris Godwin, they're starting right cornerback Murphy, he is out, right? So both teams, and this is why I love the playoffs, man. This is why you love football, because no matter what the narrative coming into the season is, you have to go out there and play, right? And when it's whatever the 5,300 yards Tom Brady threw, the 43 touchdowns, doesn't matter. The Devontae Smith breaking a rookie record, Jalen Hurts breaking records this year is pretty much a rookie. It doesn't matter. You got to go out there and you got to prove it today. And so going into this game with that understanding and with that outlook, I love Tom Brady. But honestly, Tom Brady, if he's pressured, he ain't the same. He's not the same. And honestly, that's the Eagles' strength. My thing is, because I think the key to this, honestly, is Leonard Fournette being out. Now, the first game we played, and just to sort of rewind here, the first game we played against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the score was like 26-22, and that was when they was full power. That was when they had everybody, had Chris Godwin, had Antonio Brown, right? So now you go into this game, the Eagles are much better, right? The Eagles are much better, right? So we know who Tom Brady is, but this is a game where Leonard Fournette not being in the starting lineup, that's going to help the Philadelphia Eagles, because Le'Veon Bell is he is not going to bring that physicality, right? So now the Eagles are not even going to be worn down, like, so you can't beat us wearing us down. So how can you really beat us? You know, I just think it's a game where it's if the Eagles go out and do what we are supposed to do, we don't care about the Bucks. If we take care of business, I don't see how we can't win. I'll just say this: this is not a game where it's just an automatic Tom Brady win. If he wins, he's going to have to work for it. He's going to have to earn it. The Eagles are not about to just give up this game. I'll give you this, and I said this in my past video.
Okay.
If you break your hand, Miles, think about this. The Philadelphia Eagles have something very, very special going on in their locker room. Whenever a man breaks his hand and then he goes into his head coach's office and he says, Coach Sirianni, promise me you guys are going to make the playoffs, right? And then you go get a surgery on your hand that's broken the very next day. Why would anybody, right? You could just, okay, my hand is broken, collect your check, get ready for the offseason, still get paid, support your team, and chalk it up. But this man, Miles Sanders, broke his arm, I'm sorry. Hopefully he didn't break his arm. Broke his right hand. He broke his hand and got surgery 24 hours later just to come back and compete and have an opportunity to compete with his team. Something special is going on in Philadelphia. I don't know what it is. I believe Jalen Hurts has a lot to do with it. I believe Nick Sirianni has a lot to do with it, right? But I think the Eagles have a beautiful mixture of veteran guys, of young guys that have been on this stage before. Devontae Smith, this is nothing new to him. If anything, he balls out even the more. I'm expecting Devontae Smith to have an amazing game. I'm expecting Devontae Smith to go 5 catches for $120, $130, maybe $150. Because when I see the GOAT, okay, when I look at Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I see the GOAT. I see Tom Brady, okay, but I see a lot of sitting ducks on that defense, okay. There's no cornerback on that roster that can check Devontae Smith one-on-one. So now, for me, I look at it like I'm not concerned about the players. The players are ready. I'm more concerned about the coaches. What's on Jonathan Gannon's mind? Is that head coaching job in the offseason? Is that head coaching interview? Are you looking forward to that? Nick Sirianni, it's all about adjustments. We have to adjust. We cannot start slow. We can't go in this game sitting there saying, "Oh yeah, by halftime we'll turn the switch on." No, you're going to give Tom Brady 2 quarters. You're going to lose. You got to come out. When the Eagles beat the Tom Brady, the Patriots in the Super Bowl, how do we beat them? Bill Belichick, he did whatever Bill Belichick did. Doug Peterson had an answer for it. As long as this Eagles defense has an answer for whatever Tom Brady throws their way, we have a fighting chance.
Hey, listen, I'm with you. I'm definitely with you.
We're going to win this ball game. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to win this game. Jalen, listen, I told you in the offseason, and I may be wrong, but my heart, my gut feeling is that the Eagles are going to win this football game. And in the offseason, I told you, I said Jalen Hurts has something about, he has this magical something. Right. I said it was Patrick Mahomes-esque, it was Aaron Rodgers-esque, it was Tom Brady-esque, it was something. He has the ability to sit up there and say, you know what? Here it is. Jalen Hurts can put the team on his back. Carson Wentz couldn't. Jalen Hurts is not afraid to put the team on his back. Jalen Hurts understands situational football. He understands when we need to get a first down. He gets it. Jalen Hurts is not afraid of this stage, bro. Jalen Hurts started a national championship game for the Alabama Tide at 18 years old. Right. 18, bro. You're right. He's 3 years away from being 15 years old, and he's sitting up here starting a national championship game for the Alabama Tide.
Well, see, listen, everything that you said, right, you absolutely right. But coming into this game, are we going to let them win and then we're going to come back in the second half and then try to play hurry up? Like, do you think that's going to happen?
You can't do that against Tom Brady.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So hopefully that don't happen. Hopefully that don't happen.
So Nikki Cunningham said, is this the deciding game for Sanders and whether or not he is an Eagle next year? No, Miles Sanders is the future running back for the Philadelphia Eagles no matter what happens. Nick Sirianni thinks highly of him. I don't see how you get rid of Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders is definitely going to be back. He is a core player for the Philadelphia Eagles, played at Penn State. I think he's from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Yeah. Okay, he's a homegrown kid. Miles Sanders, for me, he's your starting running back. Yes, you would love to see Miles Sanders stay healthy. The injuries is kind of sort of adding up. But ultimately, you're talking about a guy who broke his hand and said, I want to be ready in 2 weeks. Typically, guys that break their hand or break a bone, you're out for the minimum 4 to 6 months. He said, no, sir, I'm trying to come back. I want to compete, with my team. Miles Sanders is only 24, 25 years old. I would keep me personally, I'm holding on to Miles Sanders. And if anything, I think he's actually going to get extended because he's not going to command top pay because of the injuries. So they can say, "Hey, Miles, we love you, but we can't pay you Zeke Elliott money just because your availability hasn't really been there for us." But I think we hold on to him.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna hear. He's not gonna get nowhere near Zeke Elliott money. He probably get like a $40 million contract with a $20 million sign on.
Yeah, 20 to 25 million.
And probably for like another 5 years, maybe.
Yeah, yep, I can see it.
I can see that too. So so you think he's gonna have a brace on his hand or anything, or just
watching the interview, the press conference, he said that he wasn't. He said that all week his hand felt good. He was able to squeeze the ball. The coaches was punching at the ball. They was doing a lot of different drills. He said that if he didn't feel comfortable, he wouldn't be playing in this game. And so the Philadelphia Eagles, we can sort of rest assured that we're going to have a somewhat healthy Miles Sanders out there for sure.
Man, I just seen him running out the tunnel because they said it's about to start in a couple minutes.
Yeah,
listen, this is a must win. I mean,
win or go home.
Right, that's what I'm about to say. Win or
go freaking home.
I'm not trying to see the Cowboys win nothing either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, sir.
So I just don't know. Yeah, Nikki. I'm thinking about doing a live.
Halftime. Are we coming back halftime?
Yeah. You know what? Maybe because I'm trying to get Zara situated. She want to be all in the camera, eating all in the. You know what I mean? Like
that's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? I'm about to be what you call in a minute. What you call them? Suge Knight want to be all in the video. But yeah, Nikki, this is what we'll do. We're gonna get off, watch the first half, come back on the half, talk about it, and then maybe I guess we'll keep it moving through the game.
Yeah, so we're going to come back halftime. We're going to do our live reactions for halftime, and then what we're going to do is Reed 223 said, "I'm watching him warm up now. He don't have a brace on." Yeah, he said it in the press conference. He said he was not going to wear a brace. He said he was comfortable. We're going to come back halftime. We're going to talk about it, see where we are, talk about some adjustments we need to make. Then we're going to come back for the end of the game. We're going to come back for the end of the game and give you guys our end of the game reactions there. So it's going to be a jam-packed day for us.
All right, bet. So, I mean, there you have it. But I am going to say the Eagles will win. I'm going to say it's going to be a close one, King. Like, it's going to be a close one. I'm scared to say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to say, I mean, we a high-scoring team. It's just that hopefully, I guess I'm going to say 30-27 Eagles. We went off on a field goal.
Wow, bro, because I said the exact same thing in my video, but I said the Eagles will win 24-21, and I said don't be surprised if the game comes down to a field goal and we got to put Jake Elliott out there and he goes out there and get it done. Remember, in the offseason, Jake Elliott, he went through like this mental health thing where, he was really getting his mind right. Man, the kid played very well for the Philadelphia Eagles this year, so if Jake Elliott can step up this game, I think it may come down to a field goal, but obviously I got the Philadelphia Eagles defeating Tampa Bay and moving on to the next round, defeating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 24-21.
Bet. All right, well, there you have it. Like I said, we definitely going to come back. We're going to come back at the half, and we're going to talk about it.
1 o'clock, baby. I got to go.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll feel good. You know what I'm saying? So until then, get back with us. We're going to see y'all at the half. So until then, we out.
Yes, sir.
Bet.
All right.